Hi, and welcome to my virtual space. In this video, I want to talk about my story on music and how I got into music production. Everything started when I was 12 years old only. Back in elementary school, I had a friend that knew how to play the guitar. And usually when I went to his house, we were playing the guitar together. Like, he was teaching me how to do so because I didn't have one. And I remember that his cousin used to play heavy metal music like Metallica, Iron Maiden, and other stuff. So my only moment at this period in life was to be in this friend's house and play the guitar that he had. After some time, I went over my cousin's house, which is a lefty, and he played the guitar to the other side. It was interesting because with the basic things I knew already, I could take his guitar, put up on my position, and play normally with no problems. And then my mom came to me and like, "Since when do you know how to play guitar?" And I was like, "Well, I have this friend back in school. He taught me some stuff." And this is how I started everything. My mother asked me if I wanted a acoustic guitar for Christmas. And I said no. Even though I said no, my father and my mother bought me my first guitar. A very cheap one, just to make sure I would follow through with the thing. Well, ended up that I was taken to school, I was playing every day, I was playing on Sundays, Saturdays. I was the entire time with that guitar. And I remember that it fell on the floor 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, and it was broke 3 times, and I had to fix the guitar 3 times. But like, it was a good companion. It was a good thing for me to have the guitar and to practice every day. And like, I found myself after having this first guitar. On my second year, then I remember that my aunt saw me playing and she was amazed. Like, for 1 year, studying alone, having no classes, how far I went with the guitar. And then she asked me if I wanted an electric one, and I did. So then I started the journey having formal music lessons, because then I was interested in knowing, how can I play Iron Maiden properly? How can I play all the bands I liked properly? And I entered a jazz class. Well, after studying some time, I didn't follow through with the jazz class because it was too hard and I was too of a beginner to start with. So I continued studying alone myself, and I participated in bands, recorded some stuff. I did some shows as well. And later I followed through with particular lessons. My first teacher, his name is Reinaldo Figueiredo. I really recommend him for who lives in Brazil, in Belo Horizonte. He's a great teacher, and he was my first best teacher to put me up into some things on the guitar and to make me see a bigger path with music. Fasting forward a bunch of years in time after all those bands, shows, recordings, I ended up moving to Germany. I live in Berlin right now. And the environment here made me think, why shouldn't I follow through with music production? I always liked the process behind the scenes, like creating the things, recording the things, tweaking and mixing and everything. So I started a music college with Point Blank Music School back in London, but online, because I started through the pandemic times. So I want to know about you as well. Use the comments section and tell me your story. How did you get into music? Or maybe how did you get into music production? It would be nice to know you and nice to know your story. Thank you for watching. Stay sharp and put some metal on. Bye bye.